Ad revenue from these videos goes towards hurricane relief, so if you guys want to drop a like, share this video, share this information. I am forming an opinion for all of you so that you guys can make the best decision that you can make on what to do. Information is key. Watching these storms is important. I've watched hundreds of hurricanes. I've been tracking them my entire life. Something I'm very passionate about. Wow, there's a lot of lightning in the eye wall. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we're gonna get right into this update. All right, Tuesday, September 27th, 11:30 a.m. I'm filming this video. I'm going to try to make this quick. I got a lot to do. Got home from Hawaii yesterday, ran and got some supplies today. I got to get my jet skis out of the water. But a lot of what I have to do depends on what this hurricane does. So we have the hurricane here just now entering the Gulf. When we go to Mike's weather page, we're going to look at the satellite really quick. Clearly an eye moving over Cuba, moving over Havana, entering the Gulf now. And the biggest thing right now is that the NHC track has shifted south. I said in yesterday's update that I thought that it was going to go south. Historically, when storms aim towards Tampa Bay, they hit south of Tampa Bay. That was my guess yesterday. The track has now shifted south to where Tampa Bay is not going to be directly impacted. If you live on the west coast of Florida, on the Gulf Coast of Florida, you need to be keeping an eye on this thing over the next 24 or 48 hours. Currently 115 mile an hour max sustained wind. It actually kicked down a little bit, so I guess it has gotten a little disorganized over Cuba, but it is now entering the warm Gulf waters, which are very favorable conditions for hurricanes, as we know. So there's the storm. If you look at the local radar where I'm at, I'm located in Pinellas County. You can see this blanket of rain heading towards Tampa and heading towards Florida. Most parts of southern Florida are experiencing heavy rain and heavy showers right now, and the storm is still quite a ways out. So I'll go back to windy. We're going to look at the Euro track really quick before we look at some of the other tracks. Something I said yesterday and I try to say in every single video is the places south of the storm are the places that are going to be the most affected by this storm. So there we go. See, now we have landfall around Sarasota, Venice, Northport area. Still a super gnarly situation for the entire Gulf Coast, because even if this thing doesn't make direct landfall on Tampa Bay, it's still moving north. They still have it predicted to move north across the state and go up the state and not just go straight across. So here we go. Still 10-foot storm surge. Make sure that that's up to date. Oh, there we go. All right, with the track shift, we have an update in the storm surge. Where I'm at now is 5 to 8 down south, 8 to 12 feet of storm surge. Southern Florida is now looking like it might take the direct hit, south of Tampa Bay at least, according to this last track. Insane rainfall predictions. 15, nearly 20 inches of rain right over my house. So the thing is with this storm, all of the moisture, most of the moisture is in the northern end of the storm. Oh my God. Yeah, to me, that looks like it's going to smack South Florida. It is moving significantly east in accordance to what they were predicting in the first place. So I'd say South Florida, you're going to have to watch out. And these rain bands, these big rain bands are going to be sweeping across the entire state. Parts of the East Coast, too. Like, I heard a lot of people were evacuating down to, like, Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. That area might get some crazy, crazy bands coming up the state, wrapping around the entire East Coast. The entire state of Florida is going to feel the effects of this thing. Already outside right now, there's high atmosphere storm clouds from the first bands of the outer bands of the storm. But yeah, as it enters the Gulf, we're going to learn a lot more. There she blows. See if there's a more updated track if I refresh. There she is. Some lightning, clear eye wall though, very, very big storm. I'm gonna go back to NHC again and just see what it looks like from the satellite. Wow, look at that tail. Oh, wow, that's a crazy looking storm. It's very impressive. If it stays towards the state of Florida, we don't think that it's gonna strengthen that much, but as it enters the Gulf, you never know. We really have to keep an eye on this thing. We'll look at the wind speed probabilities. There we go, 100%, nearly 100% chance of tropical storm force winds where I live. Yeah, Wednesday morning we're going to start feeling 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., at least where I'm at in the Tampa Bay, Pinellas County area, we're going to start feeling the effects in terms of tropical storm force winds. So we got the flood map, potential flooding, at least 40% chance of flash flood risks. Yeah, that cone was directly over Tampa Bay. Now it's south. Still shows it slowing down. Shows it making landfall at 8 p.m. on Wednesday as a major hurricane. There's another model showing that rain. That rain pushing up on Florida. These are just the first pieces of the outer band making their way to South Florida, making their way to Central Florida. So yeah, that was my guess. My guess was that it was going to head south and that it was going to miss Tampa Bay because that's what the storms have done in the past. Still too early to know for sure. Still a really, really scary situation for the west coast of Florida. It all depends on what that thing does when it enters the warm Gulf waters. So we'll go to tropical tidbits really quick. Check out the current storms. We'll go to Ian. Wow. Menacing looking. Really a scary looking storm. We're just going to have to watch it close. That's all we can really do. Check out a few more of the spaghetti models. See all these shifting south now. Now we only have one track going over Tampa Bay. The rest are heading for South Florida. That's kind of what we expected. That's what I expected. Not quite. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, this is the GFS track. Still showing it going over Tampa Bay, but it has not been the most accurate track. Okay. Most of the Ian models, intensity models, are showing it becoming a Category 4. Currently sitting at Category 3, I believe. The wind is 115 miles per hour. There she blows, friends. Heavy rain starting to move into Florida. Heavy, heavy rain. Lots of damage from Cuba, I hear already. No good. Category 3 currently, predicting it to turn into a Category 4. There's Bay News 9's consensus models. But, you know, we've been seeing that windshield wiper effect. North-south, north-south, north-south. Or I guess east and west as well. But, you know, it's either going to hit northern Florida, southern Florida, central Florida. We just got to keep an eye on it. There's that cold front moving down that's going to kind of, we think, bring some dry air and hopefully choke the storm off a little bit. But one of the main things that we've learned about hurricanes over the years is that they are going to hit where they want to hit. It doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, we were worried that this thing was going to pass over the Yucatan Gap, but it seems to have stayed over Cuba. It didn't hit the Cuban mountains, though. The west side of Cuba is actually very flat, so it shouldn't break up this storm that much. I think that once it gets right in this area, that's when it's really going to start to strengthen again. I think we've gone over everything that we can. I'll probably do another update tonight. If it doesn't seem entirely necessary, I'll do it in the morning. Just stay informed. Look at what the National Hurricane Center says. It is a very, very, very large storm, so we have to keep an eye on it. And it's intense. It's a ferocious one, you know? Got the rainfall maps. This is really cool. Website that I use, iweather.net. Gives you the rainfall throughout the state. If I can get this to load really quick, you guys are going to have to give me a second. That's crazy. That right there is insane. 15 to 20 inches of rain. 10 inches statewide, pretty much. That right there is nuts. We'll see how much it strengthens and really see what it does over these next 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, that's the update. We'll see what it does. I'm just going to keep watching it. I got to go get my jet skis out of the water. I got to go pull some boats out of the water. We are considering boarding up, but if this thing keeps heading south, we might be good out here in Pinellas County. We might just have a hurricane party. We might just be having a good old time catching some waves and then helping out South Florida when it gets absolutely smoked. Yeah, stay up to date on my Instagram. We'll be posting on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. Main updates here on YouTube, though, obviously. Gonna try to do some live streams as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you tonight, possibly tomorrow, for a new update. If anything crazy happens as well, check my Instagram story. It's a good place to get information. Love you guys. See you soon.